Hello again, everybody, and welcome to episode 16 of going through a 1971 Topps Vending Box. Here are some of the cards we've gotten thus far. We've gone over 200 cards so far, and there's 132 in the series. We've just gotten one Seaver, one Stargell, one Bench, one K-Line. And because of that, today we're going to change things up for our stuff we put out here for luck. And we're going to go with the 1970 set. And we're going to put out the K-Line. We've got a Seaver and a Bench there. And then at the end of going through this, we're going to go do another deep dive into that into a set. This time it'll be the 1970 set. So for those of you who want to hang on after we go through some cards in this 71 vending box, here's the box. I can hang on, we'll do that after we're done with going through these cards. I try to take about pack's worth, a little more than a pack each time. We'll go, maybe get a couple more. Just go with that. 71s. And first card. Garrido. Every card we've gotten of him so far has been off center, and this one follows suit. Got a Jose Arcia. Nice card, good centering, nice black borders. Mike Corkins, two Padres in a row here. Same thing. Ooh, I like the card under that. Nice. And this is our fourth Rod Carew. So even though we haven't done as well on some of those other superstars, this is the one of the 5 that has been in this box and been very, very nice cards in this box. So it's our fourth Carew. All of them have been centered well. Nice color. Good black borders. I like that card. And he, along with Lou Brock, were 2 of my favorite players growing up. So if we got a little print mark there on the back. But boy, other than that, another really nice Carew. All right, Sam McDowell. Very nice looking card of a good pitcher. Frank Quillisi. Quillisi is a card, I was looking at Pop Reports, PSA, there's only been 3 PSA 9s, no 10s. Quillisi, and we've had some pretty nice Quillisis come out. Bob Spence. Bob Humphreys. Speedster Eddie Stroud. Card. Gary Peters. Another nice card. Bob Watson. Became a GM. An executive. We got a Jim Hannon. Nice card. Bruce Del Canton. They're nice centering, nice black borders. Phil Hennigan. Good. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff going on. Those of you who've watched the WBC, some super games. Japan, especially in their last 2 games. Walking off Mexico, and then their last game with Ohtani striking out Trout to end the game. A 1-run game, 9th inning. Fantastic baseball. This is a card, Sudeikis. PSA report, there's only been 1 9 and no 10s. And that card looks pretty nice. I've had 2 other Sudeikises that also have looked really nice, so you wonder if they could enter into that. rare territory. So that's it so far, or today, I guess, for the 71s. Now let's do a little deep dive into this 70 set. So we get her back to the beginning. So 1970, we got some unopened packs here too from that year. 70 was the first year that they charged 10 cents for a pack. They also increased the cards in the pack to 10 cents, or 10 cards. So 3 of these packs that I've got actually are Series 6, which is the semi-high series, which are harder to get cards, and then a couple of just regular packs that don't have a series on them. All right, let's go through the cards. So this is another one. I've got some of these cards that are graded by PSA. And we'll try to find the missing spots so we can plug those in. Page 1, that's at the Mets coming off their 69 championship series. The amazing Mets. Oop, there's a missing card, so I got to throw that one in here. That is the Yaz. Well, there's a rookie card. Vida Blue and Gene Tennis on that one. So both of those guys, is looking up, have WARs 45 for Vida Blue, 46 for Gene Tennis. You got over 90 WAR on a rookie card, and you can get it for less than 20 bucks. '70s, you know, the fronts, kind of that duller gray, nothing too exciting. But then you look at the backs, and the backs of the 70 cards are, I think, some of the coolest backs that you got. Other cool backs like Dick Allen. Other cool backs, yeah, probably some of those early 50s, like 54, 55, had really cool backs. Some of the 60s cards, 63 had that cool color in the back. 76, 75, or 65, 66 had cool backs. But 70 might be my favorite back of all the cards. And then you look at these leader cards. Like there you got Rose, Clemente, you got Rod Carew, you got 3 Hall of Famers on the RBI leaders. And then you look at the backs, and I just remember looking at these when I was a kid, and it's like you could follow these things all the way down to 53 RBIs. Batting leaders goes down to the 250s. The RBI leaders there. Killebrew, you got Covey, Hank Aaron, Killebrew and Reggie. You got 4 Hall of Famers on that card. 3 on that ERA card. Jim Cott. But looking at some of these backs, these are how I learned about a lot of players, I think, when I was a kid. That Wayne Granger pitched 90 games that year in 1969. Says he hit 2 batters in 1 inning in the World Series back in '68. Carl Taylor liked collecting coins. Tom Kessinger's got a degree in business administration. This guy, Frank Lindsay's a neighbor of Jim Brewer. Just kind of little funky tidbits like that you get to see. Freddie Patek, 5'4" guy. Bob Moose was a good pitcher for the Pirates. The cooler card, Dave Nelson in the background, just totally blue sky. Oh, there was I'm not sure why I got Terry Crowley. He's a PSA card. So why I've got so many PSA cards. So 1970 was a set as I was working on it. It was about 5 years ago. Needed about 100 cards, 150 maybe cards. But a lot of them were these high numbers, and the high numbers were going for, you know, more than $10 a card. There's a Reggie card. It's cool, Dave Cash rookie. And so I decided I'm just going to get the set. Just buy the set. So in an auction, I think I ended up paying over $3,000 for the whole set. And it included a bunch of PSA graded cards. Otherwise, I'm kind of more of a raw card guy, but I don't mind graded cards either. So that's why I've got so many graded cards in this set. And then I just decided to sell off the 500 and some cards that I had for doubles, or most of them anyway. But I like filling sets one by one, you know, usually starting with buying some kind of a card lot. Billy Williams there. That Al Oliver's pretty cool too, his rookie card. But I'll, you know, Ralph Garr rookie card. Ted Sizemore, that's one of the cooler cards. He was that Cardinals team that I liked in the early mid-70s. He was their second baseman. Found out later they got him because they traded Dick Allen for him, which probably wasn't a great Cardinals trade. But I usually like buying, you know, these lots of cards and fill in, you know, one at a time or a little more at a time. There's a nice Thurman Munson rookie. That's actually a really nice shape, Thurman Munson rookie. But 70, 71, 72, all with those expensive high numbers get kind of tough to do it one at a time. Nolan Ryan. So this one, 70 and 72, I both gave in. Nolan Ryan's in that card too. Gave in and just bought the set, which is all right too. I like putting sets a lot of times too. Like I think I showed you that 57 set that I had in teams, and then you put the teams by position. 70 I left not putting it in teams just because there's a Marichal. The high numbers together were kind of cool. The semi-highs together kind of cool just because they're such tough cards to get in these sets. Steve Carlton. The Brooks. Reggie Jackson. Walt Alston. Great field. That's a cool card too, that Leo Cardenas. Good fielding shortstop. Willie McCovey. And that's kind of a cool card. Will Palmer. Oh, looks like I must have missed. I was back on the playoff cards. There's a Seaver PSA card. Ron Hunt. Yeah, I got hit by 50 pitches in one season. Spaceman. Bill Lee. Paul Blair, one of the best fielding center fielders of all time. Bill Buckner's rookie card. The Rod Carew, that's a pretty neat card. Got these Seattle Pilots that are coming off. They're 69, the only season of existence for the Seattle Pilots. And then we, oh, that's a blank card there, isn't it? So that is this one, Tom Seaver. Nice card. Then come our World Series cards. The Mets winning that World Series. I've watched all 5 of those games on YouTube. They are actually a really fun watch. See some of the good catches. Tommy Agee was making. missed another one, didn't we? Had another blank spot. That was Luis Aparicio. Another one of those great fielding shortstops. All right, look for. Oh, there was another missed one, wasn't it? There's one of my favorite guys, Lou Brock. That's a pretty cool card. Back. You watch some old YouTube videos of World Series 67, 68, realize how good of a hitter Lou Brock was. Besides a guy who could steal bases, and he stole a lot of bases in those World Series too. Oh, blank spot. There's blank spot is. Guy who always has cool cards. Roberto Clemente. Kurt Flood. Tommy Harper, it's probably the Pilot's best player. So Tony Perez, that's a pretty cool looking card of a Hall of Famer. The Boomer, George Scott. The movie star, Willie Davis. No Neck Williams. Really didn't have much of a neck at 5'6". Boo Powell. And we got the Bobby Bonds. Leadoff hitter for those good Orioles teams, Don Buford. Bill Mazeroski usually don't like the no hat cards, but that one's actually not so bad because he's still in full uniform. It seems like usually the no hat cards means the guy who got traded. Instead of airbrushing a hat, they'll just show him without a hat. And then we got the All-Star cards coming, and with a Hall of Famer on each end of the All-Star cards. That's a really cool McCovey. Nice smile. Let's look at that Carew, the Brooks, Reggie, Matty Alou had like 230 some hits that year. Yes, Karen. That bench All-Star. There's a PSA 9 that, geez, I saw a couple years ago, or maybe even a year ago. I don't remember what it went for, but like 30,000 or something in auction. Just because that card is so hard to find centered. And that card is actually fairly well centered, a little top to bottom off, but otherwise it's a pretty nice bench. And another Hall of Famer on the other bookend of the All-Stars, and Willie Stargell. And there's another blank spot, so that is the Hank Aaron. Tony O. Went through all the Tony O cards in the last episode. Willie Horton. This is the biggest set that Topps had put out up to this point, 720 cards. Really nice Gibson card. All the Cardinals cards See, those look cool just because they add extra color with their bright reds. Joe Morgan there we passed. Then we get to the checklist for what's coming up to be that 6 series, the semi-high series. Starts with this card, Rick Monday. So you get to Rick Monday and beyond, and these cards cost more than your regular commons. You know, a lot of times kind of that $5 to $10 range for nice cards. Gaylord Perry, which I just wasn't real enthused to pay per card, partly why I decided let's just get the set. Cleon Jones coming off his 340 season there in the 69 World Series team. Oh, blank spot. That is Pete Rose. Very nice Rose. Oh, another blank spot. We went by a Rusty Staub. More of these are graded just because they have the being higher numbers. There's 2 more actually on this one. I got Maury Wills. And that's a nice card. Willie Mays. Nice color. His career stats up to there. He's already over 600 homers. Kuzman. Mark Belanger. Look at career defensive WAR. Number 1 is Ozzie Smith, and number 2 is that guy, Mark Belanger. He ended up with over 40 career WAR, and 39 of it was defensive. He had a career on base percentage of 300 and a career slugging percentage of 280, and yet ends up with over 40 WAR. And then another guy who doesn't have a bad card, him and Clemente, Ernie Banks. Always with a great smile, great attitude. Let's play 2 is his slogan. And then Bud Harrelson is the start of the high numbers. And that's a nice card. And that Harrelson costs like 30, 40 bucks. Probably on the low end. There's the Al Kaline. And just because it's in this high series. So these high numbers they are tougher high numbers compared to a lot of other years. Another blank spot, which is the Johnny Bench. Nice card. Another blank spot is Enrico Petrocelli. Almost getting to the end here. Frank Robinson, number 700. It's a nice card. The smile, you see Felix Mian choking up big time on the bat. And last page, our blank is Nolan Ryan. Cool card. There's our only Seattle Pilots pictured team card of Mickey Lolich. And ends with a Rick Record. All right, that is it for today. Here is our best draw from the vending box. Thanks again. We'll see you again next week.